Breaking just moments ago, Malcolm-Jamal Warner, the actor best known for starring in the TV sitcom The Cosby Show, has reportedly died.
For over a decade, Jaleel White said nothing. No interviews, no tributes, not even a tweet. But at 48 years old, he's finally speaking out. And what he just revealed about Malcolm-Jamal Warner's final words is enough to stop your heart. There was a message, quiet, poetic, and chilling, that Malcolm left behind. A message no one knew existed until now. Why did Jaleel stay silent for so long? What was he hiding? And why does he say he'll never forgive himself? Stick with me, because this story isn't just about loss, it's about legacy, brotherhood, and a final goodbye that's haunting Hollywood to this day. Before we dive into this emotional journey, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with anyone who ever grew up watching The Cosby Show or Family Matters. Every click helps us honor the people behind the roles. Let's keep their voices alive. A quiet friendship behind the spotlight. To the world, Malcolm-Jamal Warner was Theo Huxtable. Charming, relatable, the son every parent wished for on The Cosby Show. And Jaleel White? He was Steve Urkel, the quirky genius with suspenders who made you laugh whether you wanted to or not. They were childhood legends, household names, icons of black excellence in the 80s and 90s. But behind the spotlight, behind the laughs, they carried a different story, one they rarely spoke about publicly. They weren't just child stars, they were survivors. Survivors of fame, of pressure, of the suffocating weight of being perfect black boys on television. Despite never sharing a screen, Jaleel and Malcolm built a quiet, enduring bond. They weren't best friends in the Hollywood sense, no red carpet selfies, no sitcom crossovers, but late-night phone calls, heartfelt check-ins when the industry forgot them. That's where their brotherhood lived. Jaleel once said, "Malcolm got it. The silence, the isolation. He was one of the only people who really understood what it meant to be trapped in a role long after the cameras stopped rolling." That understanding created a rare kind of friendship, one based on survival, not spotlight. But that's also what makes this story so devastating. Because Jaleel never got the chance to say goodbye. The final weeks, Malcolm's hidden struggles. In his final years, Malcolm-Jamal Warner was still creating poetry, jazz, independent films. To the public, he had evolved, but close friends say he carried a weight, a quiet kind of sadness, an exhaustion that fame couldn't explain. Jaleel later revealed that Malcolm had confided in him just weeks before his death. "It's not about fame anymore," Malcolm had said. "It's about legacy." But whose story gets told? There was a heaviness in his voice, as if he was already slipping away. Even more chilling? Just 3 weeks before his death, Malcolm delivered a spoken word piece where he talked about leaving footprints in water. Fans thought it was metaphorical, but now it sounds like a farewell no one recognized in time. He canceled appearances, pulled back from social media, and then, on a quiet evening, he went for a swim and never returned. Malcolm always said water calmed him. It's heartbreaking to think it also took him. But the most haunting part? He left a voice note just hours before he passed. The voice note that broke Jaleel White. When news of Malcolm's drowning hit headlines, tributes poured in. But Jaleel White vanished. No tweet, no post, no public reaction. What no one knew was that just hours before Malcolm died, he had sent Jaleel a voice message. One Jaleel didn't discover until after the world already knew Malcolm was gone. When he finally saw the notification, he froze. He later confessed, "When I hit play, I dropped the phone." In the voice note, Malcolm said, "Jay, this world moves fast and loud, but in the silence, that's where we find truth. If I don't make it to tomorrow, just know the ocean brought me peace. Don't cry for me, bro. Carry me in your work." There were no goodbyes, but somehow it said everything. Jaleel kept that message private at first, But at a closed-door tribute, he played it for a small circle of loved ones. One person in the room said, "You could feel it." He knew. He knew the end was near. And from that moment on, Jaleel was changed. The tribute that left Hollywood speechless. Weeks later, Jaleel broke his silence, not with a press release or a tweet, but on a candlelit stage at a private memorial in Los Angeles. No cameras, no microphones, just a black fedora, Malcolm's favorite, resting in his hands. With red eyes and a trembling voice, Jaleel said, "This isn't just about Malcolm. It's about what we all ignored." He spoke of the pressure to be perfect, of being typecast, of the pain of growing up famous but never being allowed to outgrow a role. Malcolm wasn't just Theo. I wasn't just Urkel. But no one ever let us be anything else. He paused, looked at the empty chair beside him, reserved symbolically for Malcolm, and whispered, "He once told me, 'Jay, if I disappear one day, promise me you'll tell them I wasn't angry, just tired.' I didn't understand that then, but I do now." Someone in the room recorded the audio. It leaked. And within hours, it went viral. TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. Everyone was listening now. One comment summed it up. That wasn't a eulogy. That was a warning. That was a torch being passed. The journal he never shared, until now. Malcolm's family later found a leather bag tucked away in his home. Inside, among scripts and lyrics, was something unexpected. A handwritten journal. It was raw, unfiltered, and heartbreaking. In one entry from 2017, Malcolm wrote, "I feel like I'm screaming underwater, smiling for everyone above the surface while I slowly run out of air." He wasn't just struggling with identity. He was drowning in invisibility. Despite Grammy nominations, critically acclaimed performances, and directing credits, he still felt like the world only saw Theo. "When I walk into a room, they don't see me. They see nostalgia." Near the end of the journal, one line stood out. "Some days I imagine disappearing. Not in a dark way, just to no longer have to explain myself. To be seen without being stared at." He had started seeing a therapist. He was writing a script about mental health in black men, based on his own experiences, but he never got to finish it. His last page? Just one sentence. "If this ends, promise me someone will read this and finally see me." That promise is now being kept. His family is planning to publish excerpts. A documentary may follow. Because Malcolm didn't want sympathy. He wanted truth. The final goodbye, hidden in plain sight. Just before his death, Malcolm posted a photo of the ocean. No caption, no hashtags. Looking back, fans now believe it was his silent goodbye. He always said water calmed his spirit. That's where he returned when the world felt too loud. And now, it's where his story ends, but not where it's forgotten. Malcolm-Jamal Warner was more than Theo. He was a poet, a father, a truth-teller in an industry that often asked him to be anything but real. His death opened a conversation long overdue, about child stars, about mental health, about what it means to be seen, not just watched. Jaleel White said it best, "He was my brother, and I will not let them forget who he really was." Neither will we. If you made it this far, take a moment to reflect, not just on Malcolm's legacy, but on how we treat those who entertain us. Because behind every character is a real person, carrying real pain. If this video moved you, please like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment below. What are your memories of Malcolm-Jamal Warner? And if you've ever felt unseen, this space is for you too. Rest in peace, Malcolm. You were always more than Theo.